Hey guys, Jay Clay. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm crafting Mario out of polymer clay, and this video took a little bit longer than I wanted to get it out, but I'm happy with the end results. Extremely happy. This is also my first video that I painted a clay sculpture. So that's a pretty big milestone there. Anyway, let's get straight into the video. And I start out with, see that little cube? That was supposed to be his foot stand, because I expected Mario to be extremely small up front. He was going to be a little tiny simple project, going to take a day, but it turns out this thing, Mario multiplied. He just got huge, and I just kept on adding clay, and I'm like, at one point I just accepted this thing's going to be large, and it actually came out pretty awesome. So I'm very happy I made that choice to make him not just a very little tiny figure. So that cube you see there is going to go away because he gets way too big for it, and you'll just watch as I add clay. He just increases size, just keeps on getting larger, and especially way larger from this. So just watch and see. Just continuing to add width to the clay model and compacting the clay, making sure it's well compacted. Again, this is very important. I know I've mentioned this in previous videos, but make sure there's no air bubbles, because if there's air bubbles underneath the clay, then the air has to rise out of the clay, and when in the oven, it will crack the clay. So that make sure to keep your clay compacted. Okay, I'm making sure I'm perfecting that roundish shape, because the Mario character is like, his torso is just very rounded, so I'm making sure I have that to perfection, or as close as I can get to perfection anyway. Use the aluminum foil for the head. For number one, I won't be wasting clay, and number two, the head won't be too heavy and he won't be top heavy. So I was making sure to be strategic on that. Not very surprising, but Mario's head is probably the thing that took me by far the longest to sculpt throughout this entire model, just due to the immense detail. And I would probably say it was the thing that took the longest to paint, but I don't know about that, but I know for sure that the sculpting I felt like I was just in an endless tunnel whenever I was sculpting this face. Especially the eyes, because I redid them like 3 times. Okay, at that moment in time, I thought getting the eyes done, the worst part was behind me. But no, then the mustache came in. That mustache, oh, it did not take as near as long as the eyes, but it was so annoying. It was like, I couldn't get it right. Like, look at me struggle on the screen. I finally found a strategy to make a proper mustache. It sounds weird to say out loud, but it is really true. Very true. As soon as the mouth was added, you could start seeing the personality of the face begin to pop out. And my dream for this model was for it to stand up, and I was extremely happy seeing this thing stand up for the first time. Wow, I was so happy. Most people say they despise making hands, but I honestly think they're not that bad made. I mean, they don't take long, and to me, actually, I think they're pretty fun. I just added more clay on the torso to further give Mario that rounded torso shape. And I'm adding snakes of clay around the arms, and I'm creating his like buckles that go around his shoulders to create the overalls. Okay, I just thought of something. If Mario's a plumber, wouldn't he have like more pockets and like maybe a utility belt to carry all of his tools and stuff in? No, I just thought that was funny because his overalls actually look more like a farmer's overalls, because I mean, farmers don't need like a utility belt. Usually their things involve pitchforks, which you can't exactly put in a pocket, or they drive a tractor or anything of that sort, so they don't need a utility belt. But I just thought it was weird that Mario doesn't have one. The time has come. The time has come for Mario to be painted, and I know that may look weird because I did not insert the clip of me putting him in an oven, but actually, yeah, he is already put into the oven and baked, so just in case you were wondering. But, so I begin painting. I'm getting basic shapes. I might get paint on other things, like I got red on his mustache, but right now it doesn't really matter. It's whenever you paint sculptures like this, it's just a back and forth battle between I want this color here, and always, like, if I'm painting the skin color, it will get on the tongue, and then it's just a back and forth fight. So you have to be, at the end results especially, you have to be really precise, but right now it's all about getting the basic shape. And let me go ahead and mention, the skin color took a long time to fight the correct skin color. It kept on being too orange and too like plasticky looking, but finally I got the correct skin color, but that's going to be a little bit later on. And I'm finishing up this blue coat, and then I get a lighter blue to begin putting on Mario, and it looks something like this. And I use that darker color later on. I wanted to use the darker color to help cover better, more coverage, to make the paint a little bit thicker. But I'll use that light blue as whenever the light is shining onto Mario's outfit, and I use that. I put more dark blue on later whenever there's shadows or wherever it's darker. So it adds color variation, which is a little bit more appealing to the eye. And sometimes there's gaps of time in between some of these clips that I let the paint dry to put another layer on it. So I'm not putting wet paint over wet paint. I'm just going to go ahead and make that clear. So one big problem was I got a little bit of blue paint from whenever I was painting the overalls. It got onto his buttons, and since the buttons were yellow, the yellow covers terribly. So it took a lot of shades of yellow to begin covering up that blue color. Whenever you put the yellow over it, it obviously made green. So actually that green color. So it just took a lot of shades of yellow to be able to fix that up. Okay, I'm just doing minor touch-ups to in adding variation of color, and then the model will be complete. Here is the complete model. This is Mario. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Boom! And I will see you in the next one. Farewell.